Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do an update tarot reading, actually a kind of energetic reading more for Wayne's situation. I received a comment on the last video that I did about her, an individual reading that I did, and that a few days ago the news came out also that she was not resigning with this company, that I suppose she was working under this company for her solo projects or something like that. I know it doesn't have anything to do with Mamamoo, but anyways, fans wanted me to do this reading to see how she's doing, and maybe to see a bit about the nature of why she made that decision. So let's see what the tarot have to say about it. I pull out 5 cards, and these are the Princess of Wands, 6 of Wands, the Three of Swords, the Death card, and the Knight of Swords. And I pulled an extra card from the Oracle of Healing Yourself, and the card that came out is Beauty. So let's talk a bit about what the cards have to say. First of all, what I did in this very these 5 card spread. Actually, I wanted to see a bit about the past, the present, and the possible future of this situation, or her situation, more than anything. And I think that this decision comes from actually becoming more brave. I think I mentioned, or I had talked about this in the individual reading that I did for her, about how she was she was becoming more aware of her power, of her value. Especially, I see it as a person, not so much as an artist. I think that it's a mix of feeling valuable, but in a very holistic kind of way. It's not just about her singing or her career. It's more about actually learning to put some boundaries to people. And learning, sometimes I think that it has to do with learning how to say no to things that you don't feel comfortable with. So maybe this decision was based on this sudden empowerment that she felt, and that I don't know why, but I think that she was feeling really successful when she made this decision. I don't know why, but she felt really victorious. I don't see her actually leaving or deciding to walk away from this relationship. I'm sorry, for this situation, because she was in a bad place, or she wasn't feeling good. I think that it was on the contrary. I think that she was feeling really good about herself, and that she was feeling really victorious, and that she was feeling really like she was achieving something. So probably this was like that she made this decision based on how much she's loving herself right now. And I don't know much about this place, but this label or this place that she walked away from, or anyone knows what kind of place is this, or what kind of label, or what kind of company? Because here in the present, I see the Three of Swords, and the Three of Swords talks about sorrow, talks about heartache, talks about disappointment, and sometimes talks about betrayal. So is there a possibility that she could be involved emotionally or sentimentally with someone from that label? Because even though I see her like standing her ground and feeling like she had achieved a lot by herself and by her own, because it's like in the past it shows me that for her this place it was like feeling victorious and feeling really like she was in power in this place, but somehow now she's feeling heartbroken. So I don't know. And you know that I wanted to say situation and I end up saying relationship, and I think that I mean we can I can make a mistake when it comes to phrasing some words, or actually I can stumble upon my own words, especially because English is not my language. But nevertheless, when I tried to correct myself because I wanted to say this situation and I said this relationship. Now that I think about it, I'm like, maybe the word relationship, it has to do with her decision, because here in the present, seeing this, like, it's a very emotional wound. So I wonder if she was involved with someone emotionally in that place, and somehow that they broke up or something like that, and she decided to, because she was feeling really good in that place. Like, I don't see it, like, for example, when you are not valued in a place, or for example when your, I don't know, creative ideas are not taken um, respectfully, or are not being considered even. So, and actually not. I see that she was actually in a very good place right there. So, but like I mentioned in her individual reading, that I talked about how she was walking away from a toxic connection that she had with someone that actually was very like manipulative, and it was hard for her to actually get away from that kind of connection. And now seeing her making also this transition and this change, because it's about change and it's part of her transformation. But I don't know why I don't see it actually like it has to do with work. I see that it has to do with your own self value, with your own self esteem, and with your how much you value yourself, and how far are you willing to go for when it comes to respecting yourself and putting boundaries. So I don't know. I see her like being really emotional about it. And I don't see like any cards that actually let me know that it was because of money, for example. Because I don't see money here. I don't see pentacles. I don't see, I see heartache. So, and about the possible future for this decision that she made, I see the card of the death card, and the Knight of Swords. So yes, I think that the death card talks about transformation. It's a very meaningful major arcana, because it talks about when we do some kind of purge in our life, when we start to eliminate or eradicate from our lives things that no longer serve us, or that we are entering a new phase in our life when we are doing some cleaning, when we are cleaning some contacts. In the case of her, maybe she is like letting go of people and situations that actually make her feel powerless, or make her feel that she was manipulated, or like she wasn't valued for who she is as a person. So I think that this decision definitely is abrupt, it's traumatic, it's very intense. It's like because it's not like something momentary. The death card talks about really deep and meaningful transformations. Like really cutting down like connections, like in a very intense way. Like, for example, if she used to talk to someone and if she eliminates that person from her life, it's like this person is dead to her, you know. I know that that's a very harsh word, but actually I think that when I see the death card, I see that when she is doing this cleaning in her environment, and I think that now this is why she is feeling such a heartache and sorrow, because I think that there could be a bit of a disappointment and also a kind of betrayal, or that she feels betrayed somehow, and she feels this very deep in her person and in her soul, and this is why she's deciding to cut all connections with this situation, and she's not looking back. But actually, I don't see it like I don't see her like returning to the situation, but I do see her like looking at that place or that company or whatever it is, that I don't know how to call it in English. Um, I see her like fighting back in the sense that probably she will say something that will let people know that there could have been a very important reason behind it. And even though she's going to close this chapter, I see her like being also a bit aggressive about reclaiming or about going after what she considers that is rightfully hers. So probably this means that if there are a kind of property of hers, it could be intellectual, it could be physical, it could be material, any kind of position that she considers that is hers, is for hers to take ownership of this. She's going to go after this, but she's going to turn around and she's going to be like, oh yes, you owe me this, and like I'm taking this with me because this is mine. So I see her like being really like straightforward about it, about what's rightfully hers. So that, I don't know. I'm confused about the nature, but I see her like I can feel it in me that it's a very intense feeling of, because you don't just cut people off your life just because something must have been done to her, or actually something serious must have happened, or I think that maybe she felt like her trust was that she wasn't that they didn't take care of her, or or her work, or there was something that she was like, oh no, I cannot believe that you did this to me. So it could be a poor management also, but I see it like a very deep wound. So obviously, whoever it was, it had some kind of emotional connection with her. Because for you to feel betrayed by someone, it has to be like an emotional connection, not only like a partnership, a business deal, you know. So, and the card of the oracle about the situation that comes, it's beauty. So I think that with the card beauty, I think that it also has to do with the fact that maybe she wasn't enjoying the process of creating something. Maybe she didn't like the the less production, or there was something about it that she didn't agree on, or that she wasn't satisfied with the result. Because when we talk about this card beauty, it's not only about the beauty of the outside. it also talks about you no longer seeing the beauty in the situation. You no longer appreciating what you used to appreciate or what you used to have. So probably she could have gone through a period where she wasn't really satisfied with how they handled her uh, production or her creative process, and there was a bit of insatisfaction. It was like she did what she had to do, and she did, I don't know, she did the recording, she did the professional um, physical work and intellectual work that she needed to do, but she wasn't satisfied. She didn't find the enjoyment in doing this. She didn't find like the beauty, the beauty of creation, the beauty of creating. And I think that this was something that actually she was like a bit worried about, because it it's not a good sign that you are not enjoying what you are creating. You know, it's a bit like, it's a bit weird if that happens. I think that probably she didn't agree with some of the decisions that were made, and somehow she was ignored. It was like, oh well, we are going to release this anyway. So I think that she felt like she wasn't heard, like she wasn't taken into consideration. And she, of course, it's a very important part of the process of that creation, so I think that she felt like they made decisions and they didn't care if she was okay with it or not. So maybe this is where the feeling of betrayal comes from. But I don't know. There's like and also I think that if I see the cards that represent the past situation, I think that herself would represented as the Princess of Wands. And remember that she is an Aries with the moon in Scorpio. I think that when she became more proud of herself and became more in touch with her own value, I think that it also made her more like standing her ground. For example, maybe in the past she was a bit more easy to manipulate, or actually she was a bit easier to convince. But now that she was in this place of actually feeling really in her power, she was like, no, I'm going to say and do what I want to say and do. So it was like they noticed that there was a change in her attitude. Because maybe, I don't know, in the past probably she was a bit more reserved, or she was a bit more quiet, or a bit more shy, something like that, a bit reserved. And now she came with this new aura, with this new attitude, with this new energy of uh, of feeling powerful and of feeling really passionate, really passionate. I think that also there was something about what she created, or what she put a lot of effort in, that she felt really proud of that. But somehow I think that when they released this, they did it in a way that she wasn't happy about it, that she was actually really furious, because I see her like as this Princess of Wands, really angry, really like being furious, being like how come this is happening, like being like, maybe in the past she used to be like really sweet and maybe very soft spoken, and now she has turned almost like a beast, because she was like, she couldn't believe her eyes. She couldn't believe her ears. I don't know, but it was a very traumatic situation for her, realizing that things didn't come out the way she wanted it to be. And I think that maybe she she tried to put up with it for a long time, and now she's finally had it. She was like, no, I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm going to leave. And I think that this is the change that she needs. Definitely she needs. She takes full responsibility of her decision, actually. She feels really brave about it. She feels really, this is why I think that probably in the future she's going to say something or do some kind of reference to this situation and this decision. Probably she's going to let people know, not with details because she is very reserved, but she is going to, probably she's going to write something about it. Probably she's going to write some lyrics or something that it gives you a hint about in what place she was that when she made that decision. So this is all I have for Wheein's energetic tarot reading update. So guys, if you enjoyed it, please give it a like and share it with other, probably with other fans of Whein that would like to know about the circumstances. So thank you so much for all your recommendations. You know that I always read you, and I always try to do them in order, and I note every one of the recommendation, and I'm really happy for your support and that you like my videos. So guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.